Hello, good morning. My name is Etifa and I'm from Ndoro, Torundoro in the Krema local government area, Bayelsa State. I'm here to talk about my creative story. We started Blossom Cocktails in 2013. We evolved or we rebranded severally in 2016, if I'm not mistaken. We bettered Blozzom's Bistro. Sorry, not Blozzom's Bistro, Blozzom's Fresh Delight. It was like a section where we had fresh food, healthy food, from salads, sandwiches, smoothies, and the likes. Because people were like, how do we get cocktails when there is no event? Because basically, Blossom Cocktails was just for events. When we had events, we go out with our bar, we mount our bars in the location or the event centers and the rest. So people kept asking, how do we get to have a taste of this daily? So that was where we bettered Blossom Fresh Delight in 2016. And so we had this very small space somewhere in Tansha where we had you couldn't sit there. You could just come and pick up your whatever you ordered for, and then it was just like that till 2018. We had location issues because at the time the government actually wanted everybody on the road to leave, because it was more like an illegal structure, or like a caravan, and so we left. And it was quite challenging because we didn't have any location at the time. So I was struggling from my house, from my friend's shop, up until 2018, where Blozzom's Bistro was created or was formed. Now, we had to change the name from Blozzom's Fresh Delights to Blozzom's Bistro, because Blozzom's Bistro is more like a restaurant where you can get almost anything. We had the healthy parts, which is the smoothies, the sandwiches, the salads, So for me, Blossom Bistro is like a hub where you have Blossom Fresh Delights and Blossom Cocktails, because I couldn't name the place Blossom Cocktails. You're not having just cocktails when you come there. We had varieties, and then it can't be Blossom Fresh Delights, because if you say it's a fresh delight, then everything there is just fresh, healthy food. But we have chicken and chips, we have rice, we have name them. So that's where the name Blossom Bistro came from. So people often ask me, what's the difference between Blossom Cocktails and Blossom Fresh Delight? Blozzom's Bistro. I keep saying there are two different businesses. We have different staff. The staff of Blossom Cocktails are different from Blozzom's Bistro. It's just that it's one person that runs the vision, which is me. So that's the difference. Okay. First of all, I always say, Blozzom's Bistro is my happy place. I've always wanted a place in Inegua where I can go to myself and my friends. We can just hang out, we feel comfortable, like a very lovely ambience and all. So because we didn't have that, I had to create it. So I want a situation where people think about in Inegua, where can we sit out, like that has a very lovely ambience, great food, great everything. That's my own vision. That's what I think. And then I'm hoping that in the next few years we'll be able to branch out to different maybe neighboring states, and then maybe FCT, because for me Lagos is like no, I don't know why I keep saying that, but maybe eventually I would toe that line. But for now I'm just thinking of neighboring states like Warri, Port Harcourt. Even this morning someone called me from Port Harcourt. They wanted food trays. I'm like, no, we don't deliver yet. But last week we delivered to Warri, because this particular client was insistent. I really want it, So I just tried it for the first time and it worked. So it's a gradual process for us. Very tough, I must say. Very, very tough. But for me, business in Inegua is I think it's same everywhere. It's same everywhere, because I have people I speak to in Lagos, I have colleagues, I have mentors that I speak to. So most of the challenges are challenges we face as well. But it's just that I can only say mine. I feel like it's really tough, because we have the issue of electricity, we have the issue of staffing is the most difficult part. Like in Inegua, it's very difficult to get good staff, people that are ready to work. I'm not saying it to put anyone down, but I've been in this business for 7 years. It's very difficult getting. I think that's, for me, that's my major challenge. That's the major challenge I have. But everything else, I think if you're consistent and you have you're ready to work, just be patience is another thing. You grow on the job and you keep getting better. You grow a tough skin, and then you can face all these challenges. I think that's what has helped me over time. Okay, first of all, I think we're not ready to work. The younger generation, right? I think most of them are not ready to work. Most of them feel like my uncle or my aunt is supposed to just give me. I think we have this entitlement spirit, so most of us don't know that you can actually work and fend for yourself at a very tender age. Like, you can earn a living. So maybe they think, oh, when I'm 25, when I'm 30, that is when I'm supposed to do these things. And then we still have the issue of people coming to work with you and just, maybe their intention is even different. They just want to see what you're doing and then duplicate what you're doing. But then again, for me, it's great. Everybody should have. In fact, I don't think it's even nice for you to be in a particular place for too long. But then you don't come with that intention. You won't do it right, because you're not even staying as long as to learn, be diligent, consistent, and know what exactly it is you're coming to do, before you open up your own place. So these are just what I can see. Blossom cocktails is quite different from Blossom Bistro, and for Blossom cocktails, what we do basically is just events, and we don't have permanent staff. It's just recently we had like 3 or 4 permanent staff. What we do is pay as you go. When there's an event, we just call them. They're already trained. They know what they do. They just come. Those ones are ready to work. So for me, I really don't have issues with my Blossom cocktail staff, because they know what they're doing. They just come, set up for the event, make the cocktail, serve it, and it's gone. Except for periods when we have jobs back to back, and then we get to see ourselves every other day. But these ones, Blozzom Bistro, they come every day. And we just started like 2 years now, I think 2018. So I can't really say if it's changing. For me, I think it's the same the same process. I can't say for sure if it's changing, because if you call, like right now, I have so many letters for employment, but most of them, when you interview them, they'll tell you that they're waiting to write jam, they're waiting for this. They're not people that are ready to work. They just want something that maybe they have a need, they want to solve that need for 2-3 months, and no business can function that way. You can't employ someone and then after 3 months, after investing in that person, you train the person, you taught them how to do stuff, and then the person is leaving you in just 3 months. No business function, so it's really, really tasking. Okay, for me, I think first of all we have to take out the mindset of my uncle is responsible, my mom is rich, my this has money, my brother is in the House of Assembly, so he has to give me money, or this my uncle, na politician, he's supposed to give me money, but they pick my call. You don't pick your call. You have to look inward. Think about, there's so many things you like, there's so many things you can do to fetch to get yourself an income. So many things. There are so many jobs that are laying around. Like I told my staff yesterday, I said, if you don't work like, okay, I'm just looking for money at the end of the month, I just need money to sort out issues. Don't work like that. If you work like that, you're not learning anything. Work like, I'm doing this passionately, I'm doing it for myself. You don't know where you're finding yourself tomorrow. You can be anywhere, and whatever you learn here, you can use it to fend for yourself. You can create a living out of it wherever it is you find yourself. So look at what the things you like to do, learn, and then start something small. Anything. I started Blossom Cocktails with 30,000 naira in 2013. So many people say you have to wait. I know you don't have the money. You can do anything. There are people that are looking for people to wash their clothes weekly, but they don't want to give their cleaners. There are things like that. You go to their houses, look for people. There are so many things that can be done, a lot. So think out of the box, and then you know that you can also not have a job, but you'll be earning. There are so many businesses that are just like that. You go there, please, can I market for you people? Whatever they are selling, if it's 100k for example, and they say they are giving you 5%, how much is that? Your job is just to bring clients to the business. There's so many things you can do. So I think we should erase that entitlement spirit, thinking that my brother or this person is supposed to help me. Nobody owes you anything, contrary to what you believe. So what I advise the younger generation, and I must give credit to, I think right now, if you go on Facebook, you go on social media, I see a lot of young people doing so many things, and it really makes me happy. So whatever you're doing, do it really well, and don't do it with the intention that, for me, anybody that's close to me knows that yes, I like money, but my main intention is I want whatever I'm doing, I want the person that's receiving it on the other side, I want the person to be really happy. Like, you gave out money and what you're getting, you got value for it. I told sometimes my staff will do something, I'll ask them, if you're the one buying this thing, will you like it for this amount? One answered me, said no. I said, that is, you should always have that at the back of your mind. So if you're in business, whatever it is you're doing, always aim to please, right? Make sure the person you're giving loves what they are getting. It's not always about the money. If I tell you how many times I've had to maybe do something else completely for someone because I made a mistake. Nobody's perfect. Of course, we make mistakes. So that's all I have to say to the younger ones. You have to be consistent. Whatever you find your hands doing, do it really well, and you must improve your craft. If you say it's makeup you're doing, look at the people. Go on social media. Look at the people that you must have someone you look up to. As far as I'm concerned, you must have. If you don't have anybody you look up to, sorry, you make a lot of mistakes. Yes, you make a whole lot of mistakes. Like, I'm not saying if you're looking up to someone, like if you're looking up to me, for example, and you like how I do my business, it should be that, not my personal life. You shouldn't be looking up to me in my personal life. That is it. There are two different things. There's some people mix it up. You're looking up to someone, you like how she does her business, and you like how she dresses, you like how she does. You're missing it. Know what you are doing, and then you should have a mentor. It's very important. Like me, I have more than 2-3 mentors. I have people that I call out, this is what should I do, what should I not do, people that have been there before you. They always put you through. They tell you, okay, no, do like this, and because of that, you tend not to make the same mistakes they made, but because nobody's an island, but most people think, you don't need mentors. I think they will do their own work. But that's my advice for you. You need to have someone you look up to, someone you talk to. You can ask questions when you go wrong or when you are confused. S01E02. Yora wobu, we are wobu. Nakome. A downy. Okubuka. Time bus okubuka prafa. A meme ke okubuka damoni prayer. So, you for a dollar. I became poor man to become near Domino, the near Dominic. If I can tell Dominic, near Dominic, yes, it be right here. Why school am you both told me, about a damn a cook at Prafa. I cook a premier bar who will call Zoye. Pa business me, I think. I want to say much. Thank you, too. I had to add me. I think I have to speak to you.